Going on, guys? Mechanics Garage, Marty McFly coming at you. Today we got a 2006 Chrysler Town and Country, and this vehicle is in need of a transmission fluid change. So we're going to do the transmission fluid along with the filter and gasket. So we're going to be using the Duralast transmission filter that comes with the gasket, and the part number is here, TF139. And also this vehicle takes like 4.5 quarts transmission fluid. So we've got the AT4 full synthetic automatic transmission fluid that we're going to be putting in here. So first off, let's get her up in the air. All right, guys, we got the car up in the air on jack stands, and we're under the vehicle. So this is the front of the car right here. So here's our transmission pan. If you were wondering where it was located, it is on the driver's side near the front of the vehicle. And our transmission pan looks rather shitty. So what we're going to do is, before we try to crack these loose, we're going to spray some penetrant on here, a little bit of rust breaker. We're also going to tap on here to try to tap this this pan loose before we go to try to start cranking these bolts, because what we don't want is we don't want any of these bad boys to snap on us. There's a number of them. It's probably like 15 or 16. We'll go around and count them so we can have the right number for you, so you'll know how many you got to take off. So we went ahead and we sprayed down everything with PB Blaster. PB Blaster is made here in Cleveland, Ohio. We're not sponsored by them, but I do like to mention that we like to use them, and they're a local product. So there are 15. We sprayed all 15 down. We also cleaned them off with a wire brush. Went around each one of these. We may actually add a little bit of heat to them as a precaution before we go ahead and try to crack these loose. All right, we did use our torch and put a little bit of heat on here. And go back up. You can see, yes, all these are 10 millimeter. You see, they all came loose. Thank goodness, nothing broke. And as you can see, this back one is loose, so we are starting to get a little bit of a transmission drip. So we're gonna put our pan back here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna first take off probably the ones on the sides. We'll loosen up the ones on this end, and then we'll take these off here on the far end, because as you can see, the pan is already kind of tilted. And since we got the car jacked up, it'll make more sense just to let it drain out that way. So we're gonna go ahead and take these, loosen these more, and take these side ones off. And loosen the end a little bit, and it should start pouring out. All right, as you can see, we've gone ahead and taken off the bolts around the outside. These here on the back or the front of the car are still attached. So that's to let that start draining. Another suggestion, make sure you got some cardboard or some pig mats or something to catch any excess fluid, any overflow. As you can see, I spilled here a little bit when I took one of the bolts loose. And also have you a magnetic tray to keep your bolts in so you don't lose any of them. Because if you do lose one, you're going to have to go to the parts store, try to find one, or go to the hardware store. And you can get these at Harbor Freight for like $3. So get you one of these. So as this starts to slow down, I'm gonna go ahead and start taking off. Take this one off. There's one more on this side, we'll take that off. So our pan tilts a little bit more. And then when it slows down some more, we'll take the rest of these off. All right, you see we got the oil pan off, and we've taken the old gasket off as well. One thing I'm gonna do is go around these edges. As you see, this looks like kind of crumbly. We're gonna scrape that with a razor blade just to make sure that's a clean, smooth surface. And then we're gonna spray everything down with brake cleaner. And we're gonna pop out our old filter and replace it with our new one. All right, one thing we always tell you guys to do is make sure you match up your old part and your new part. So that's the old filter, that's the new filter. And you can see it's got all the same connections. It's got the holes, got the grommet on there. Everything's the same. So now we're about to go and take a look at this pan. We got to scrape this off and clean this out and see if we got material buildup in here. So one thing you want to do, just like we cleaned up the mating surface under the car, you want to do the same thing in the pan. So we got another blade. We're going to go ahead and you can see there's little material stuck on here, some rust. I'm going to go ahead and clean that off. This pan, you can see there's metal shavings in here, which is never good. You always have a little bit of shavings, but you know, this has more than what we were expecting. And then this is our magnet, I believe. You can see our magnet's got all kind of crap on there. So you want to clean this pan out. Also clean off that magnet. You can use some solvent. The easiest way we always use some brake cleaner. Make sure you're doing this in a well-ventilated area. Have your eye protection and a mask if you got one. And clean all this out. And then this will be ready to go back onto the car in a second. Because after we do this, we're gonna probably lay like a little bead of gasket maker before we put our new gasket on. Our new gasket is sitting in the front of here. We had it sitting in the sun to make sure it's flat. So that's our new gasket. We'll line that up. But yeah, so for right now, we're gonna go ahead and clean this and we'll show you what it looks like once it's clean. All right, here is our pan looking all fresh and clean. Hopefully you guys can see it. It's kind of sunny out here. Here's our new gasket. And we got some water pump, thermostat housing, gasket maker. We're gonna put a thin layer of that all the way around the lip here. Let it tack up for a second, and then we'll put our gasket on here and let that sit. All right, so you can see how it looks now. Got the gasket maker down there. Got the gasket on. So right now I'm just letting it sit out here and bake a little bit so this gasket stays down in place. We'll let this sit here for probably about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll go back under the car and put this back on. All right, so while we're waiting on the gasket to tack up on the pan, we're gonna go up under here and we're gonna install our new transmission filter. So check out the way that it goes under here. It's got a particular orientation. And what you can look for is you've got these little guides. You got like one here and one there. And then this goes into that bigger hole right here. Also check and make sure that the old rubber grommet is not stuck in there. We checked for ours, didn't find it, so ours might have popped out when we pulled the old filter out. And there's a grommet on top of this new one. I took a little bit of transmission fluid and rubbed it around that grommet just to make sure it's moist and delicious. So now we're gonna line this hole up on the gasket with the filter and line that little peg up there in that hole. See, we got our new filter in. So we had to put the camera down because we had to push this in here and it made a click. So now you know that this thing is in here secure. We'll have to go back and double check to make sure this is popped all the way in there, because there's like a spot right here in the back where that needs to click in. We'll do that once more just to make sure it's in there. And we should be ready to go with putting in our pan. All right, so with ours, we had to tap it. So now you can see it's definitely in there secure now. So you may have to do that as well. We had to tap it a little bit with a little rubber mallet, and now it's really stuck in that hole and secure. So now we can go ahead and put our pan back on, and we'll start off by putting it up here and then hand tightening a couple screws on the corners, and then we'll probably tighten it up in a crisscross pattern. All right, the pan is back in place. Those are torqued down. We'll put the torque specs in the video. So now we're gonna put the car back on the ground, go back up top, and fill up the transmission fluid through the filler neck. All right, we went ahead and topped her off. Gonna let the car run for a second. You can see how that old fluid looked. It wasn't totally black, but it was dark enough. It should be bright red. So we finished topping this off. Then we're gonna sit here and we're gonna run through the gears, put the car in each gear so you can see and you can hear the thing pops into gear. So right now we're in park. We're in reverse, we heard it pop. Neutral. Drive, I felt it shift. On a 3. On a low. Back to 3. Back to regular drive. Back to neutral. Back to reverse. Back to park. And we're gonna check our fluid level, see how it looks. You generally check this when it's hot, but we're kind of like room temp. Not up to operating temperature yet. But we'll go ahead and take a look at it. Clean that back off. Run this dipstick back down through here. Take it through there, take it through there. Pull that back out. And you see it's at the hash marks. Looks good to us for right now. We're gonna take it for a spin and see how the car shifts through the gears. And if we need to top it off, we'll add like another half a quart. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Let us know if there's anything that we did wrong, something we can do better on our next video. We always take feedback, whether it's positive or negative. We do have a few people out here like, oh, I can't hear your video over the music. That was like some of our early videos where we had music playing in the background. We understand. That's why we don't do that anymore. But check us out on the next one. Peace.